Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, because currently we have an ascending channel on this 4-hour time frame. And as you can see right here, we have some resistance to the upside sitting at around 87.8K, which is where we got rejected from earlier today here. And we do have some support to the downside sitting at around this 82,000 US dollar level. And of course, both this resistance and this support is trending up over time, considering that this is an ascending channel that we're talking about. You can see it a bit better on this 2-hour time frame, because this is what I talked about in yesterday's video. We were on this uptrend here, and then we broke below, retested it, and then got a further dump to the downside. And this was actually about a 3% move to the downside for Bitcoin. Now, if we want to get another move to the upside for Bitcoin, we could simply look at a descending trend line like this. And basically just say, well, we want to break above here, and then likely we are going to the top of the ascending channel once again. And the ascending channel I am talking about is, of course, this ascending channel right here. So again, we would be talking roughly about this 87.8K level at that point. Next, taking a look at the 1-day time frame, Bitcoin is currently still in this downtrend ever since about the middle to the end of January here. Although with this bullish divergence that actually confirmed here some time ago around this 78,000 US dollar level is starting to look a bit more bullish here. So we actually broke above this 0.236 Fibonacci level, sitting at around 84.6K. And right now what we are seeing on this daily candle of today is that we are just slightly below this actual Fibonacci level, but it could be a bullish sign if we actually end up closing the day above this Fibonacci level. I think the most important thing though is that we are simply not breaking down below this ascending trend line, because if we are actually breaking down below this level of support, then it could start to look a little bit more bearish for Bitcoin, because at that point likely we would also be falling back below this descending trend line in the RSI momentum indicator for Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. For now, not too much is going on. We basically peaked right out above this descending trend line, and so far we have not fallen back below it yet. And yes, therefore I am still assuming that we are going to get further continuation to the upside for Bitcoin, potentially even reaching into overbought territory at some point once again. If you ask me if this was like concerning or something for Bitcoin in the short term, for example, in this 1-hour time frame, in my personal opinion, I don't think so, because basically we just saw Bitcoin in overbought territory after this big run up to the upside. And we're just seeing the RSI reset to the downside here. So not really too worried about that. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. First of all, on this 3-day time frame, currently we are potentially heading towards some liquidity to the downside in the short term, sitting at around this 83.3K level. And there is even liquidity to the downside as low as about 80.5K in the Bitcoin price. But of course, if we are talking about that liquidity, we would need to be breaking down below this ascending line of support. So for now, I do think it is quite unlikely that that is going to happen, unless we get some kind of major news event tomorrow, for example. Moving on to the 2-week time frame though, notice how we just took out a massive pocket of liquidity here. First of all, at around this 85K level, but even as high as about 87,000 in the Bitcoin price. And if you watched my videos over the last couple of days, these were the exact levels, guys, that we were talking about in this Bitcoin liquidation heat map. So this is why it is important to be aware of where the liquidity actually is. And besides that, knowing how to actually use this Bitcoin liquidation heat map, because we saw the exact reversal after we took out all of that liquidity, while also getting rejected from this ascending resistance of this parallel channel. Now, if you want to learn more about the basics of technical analysis, leverage trading, and even how to use this Bitcoin liquidation heat map more specifically, then I highly recommend you go to rt1m.com, which is my website, where I created a free trading course where I teach you a little bit about leverage trading, as well as just the basics of technical analysis in general. And this is over an hour of educational content that you can watch completely for free. So go ahead and check that out on rt1m.com. or just click the link in the video description. Next, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables for today. Yesterday, we saw a small net inflow of about $12 million in a single day of trading. So a very, very small inflow here. Yes, technically the Bitcoin ETFs are having an upwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price. However, this inflow today likely did not have that much of an impact. Either way, this has been today's market update. Don't forget to check out that free trading course on rt1m.com. But regardless, if you do end up checking it out or not, thank you for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.